I mean, so we know the news flow. Are we any closer to a deal, really?
Well, David, clearly both sides now are saying they do want a deal. We had something of a time frame outlined over the weekend, like you mentioned there, although it's not necessarily about 48 hours, but it sounds like both sides are willing to at least come to the table ahead of the election. But there's still some way to go yet. There are two figures going around. On the Democrat side, you're talking about 2.2 odd trillion. On the Republican side, 1.8 odd trillion. President Trump is saying he's willing to go higher than all of it. So clearly there is a way to go yet. It will still be a challenge to get a deal done by the election. But at the same time, both sides are talking, and that's come a long way from where we were a few weeks ago when all of the negotiations were called off.
Enda, we've seen the economic data out of the US continuing to surprise and come in above expectations. How does that factor into the debate around additional stimulus? Does it reduce the need for stimulus in the near term?
Yeah, well, quite right, Tom. Clearly, the US economy has come back a long way from the depths of the downturn. We had retail sales on Friday showing a big rebound over September, the strongest in many months. But I think there are several warnings that the recovery is uneven at the same time. The labour market rebound is slowing down. We know also, of course, that the coronavirus infection rate is picking up again across the US. So that's why there's this commentary that the economy still needs a lot of public sector support, still needs a lot of government spending to make sure that it is sustainable. And indeed, over the weekend, we had several big global policymakers make the same warning, not just about the US, but about the world, that the world economy has rebounded so far, but to make it to a full recovery, we still have a long way to go yet. And that's why there's a big push on for the US to deliver fiscal stimulus, and indeed governments around the world to deliver fiscal stimulus also.